So thank you and welcome to everybody that's here today. A special word of welcome to all the litigants. We've said hello to each other very early this morning. I want to also give a special word of welcome to the MEC of Agriculture in the Western Cape, Minister Ivan Meyer. Thank you for being here. We have also invited other MECs, but it was on very short notice. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very proud to announce that we have reached a settlement agreement with regards to the court case that was brought against the department by SAI, Free State Agriculture, as well as SACA. This agreement that was reached today is going to benefit the whole of the agriculture sector. Agriculture is better off today after the settlement than we were before. The importance of industry taking hands with government and government taking hands with industry has been emphasized over and over again today. There is absolutely no way in which government on its own would have been able to solve the foot and mouth crisis. It would not have been possible. But if we take hands with the private sector, with agricultural organizations, we will be able to win this fight. And I am feeling very confident today that we are on the right track. We are taking hands, and collectively we will beat this virus. So I want to firstly thank Dr. De Jager, Mr. Wolken, Mr. Leroux for your cooperation in this. It's a huge step forward. I also want to thank DG, you and the department. We met yesterday evening already. And I think a lot of the air was cleaned yesterday evening. We had people in the private sector that were in both those meetings. And it will now depend on what we're going to do from here onwards. Any settlement agreement, any agreement that you reach, whether it's printed in gold, is worth nothing if we are not going to enact it and implement it. And that is also a very positive thing today, because private sector and government looked each other in the eyes and said, we will take hands and implement this. So from government side, I'm looking forward to stand alongside each and every department, each and every person that wants to take agriculture forward in this country. We are standing in the same trenches, fighting the same enemy, and that enemy is foot and mouth disease. It is not ourselves. We are in the same army fighting the same enemy. And I'm looking forward to fighting that fight with each and every one of you. Thank you very much. Over to you, Dr. De Jager, or anybody else that wants to give an input.
Thank you so much, Minister. What a day it was. In my lifetime in organized agriculture, I have not seen the kind of leadership that was displayed today. When the Minister walked in, he said, this is where we are going, that is our goals. And he got everybody to buy into that. And then he said, these are my principles. This is how we are going to do it. The state wants to be an enabler and not the stumbling block. This is where we are working towards. Let's break down the walls of monopolies. In the nitty-gritty of the agreement, we got to a stage where we agreed that the import and the distribution of vaccines will no longer be the sole domain of the state or onderstepoort biologische producte. We said to each other that at the end, the most important player in this war are the owners of livestock. This is by far the biggest commodity, the biggest industry in agriculture. There are more farmers who farm livestock than anything else. And let's pass the ball out to them. Let's get the vaccines in their hands. Let's get them to be registered as authorized persons. And the challenge now is to get as many vaccines into the country as we can. and get the shortest route between the harbour and the cattle. And the agreement we have signed today will enable that. And for that, Minister, you have the farmers behind you. To the farmers out there, it is important now that we take the responsibility. When you apply for the vaccine, make sure you play by the rules. 5 days before you vaccinate, you notify. When you do, you scan the QR code. You have 2 weeks after that to do the reporting. We now have a level playing field. The ball is in our hands now. Play by the rules.
I want to start by thanking the Minister for setting up this meeting. From the start, we as organizations, we didn't went to court. We asked the question, why can't the farmers vaccinate their own cattle and get their own vaccines, legal vaccines to vaccinate our cattle? It's a long path, 7 months, but I'm very glad today to say that we've reached an agreement, as the Minister pointed out, that will change the path forward for the agricultural sector. We came together, we will work together, and as Theo said, to our farmers out there, let's take hands, let's take up our responsibility, let's work together, and to the department and everybody to assist us, to be partners, to go forward. And in this court case, there are no winners or losers. The only winners is the farmers and their cattle.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, SAAG-LIGA thinks that this is a good settlement to the legal proceedings. The purpose of the legal proceedings is to enable farmers to vaccinate the cattle, to obtain the vaccines today. This has been achieved by agreement between the parties. This is a very good outcome, and we welcome, thank everybody for their contribution to get us to this point. And we wish all the farmers and all the relevant parties the best in their efforts to manage the disease and to safeguard the production entities, the livestock, and that is in the end to the benefit of society at large. I would like to make a short remark on the merits of litigation or the nature of it, because it could happen from time to time that parties outside the government litigate against government entities, state departments, and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, litigation is a structured way to orderly settle disagreements where parties firmly and for possibly very good reasons hold different opinions. And the courts are a well-respected platform for resolving such disputes. It need not extend to feelings of personal animosity, and I would encourage us to look forward to the future, not too much with hesitation when litigation arises. Of course, we can avoid that, and sometimes even after litigation has started, just because things have been in that case approached in a structural, orderly manner, it sets the scene for the kind of finding between parties like we saw today to benefit all around. So it's likely, Minister, that from time to time, parties outside, SAAG-LIGA and others, we conduct lots of litigation. And I just want to emphasize that the purpose of litigation is to settle disagreements where people may seriously and sincerely hold different beliefs. And then they find each other, which is what happened today, and that is to the benefit as I've set out. So, thank you to our co-litigants, SAACLIGA's co-litigants, SAI and Free State Agriculture, and to everybody who supported on all sides the proceedings that led to this resolution today, which is that there are now a possibility for farmers to vaccinate their cattle, to obtain and administer such vaccines, and that is to the benefit of everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much to everybody who is present here today. One of the reasons why I'm here is because I believe in constitutionalism and the rule of law. What has happened here is that the rule of law and constitutionalism has come together, and we have shown in agriculture where there is political maturity, there's a basis to collaborate, work together to deal with this pandemic. This Minister Oukamp told me, farmers must not be in court, they must be on the farm. And today I'm particularly happy because he also informed me that there are 3 things why he wants to achieve this settlement. The first thing he told me, he has a vision to increase agricultural production. And sorting this court case out, the litigation will help him to focus on agricultural production increase. Secondly, he told me that farmers are committed to produce more in terms of the contribution to the GDP, and he told me to do that, we need partnership and collaboration. I want to thank the role players that work together. I think there's a better spirit, a spirit of cooperation, and a spirit to work with the farmers. Farmers can build a country if we are united. And I want to thank Minister Willie Oukamp, as well as his Director General and the team, because they understand the severity of this crisis. But when I phoned Minister Oukamp, he said to me, we are turning the page. It's a new beginning. On that basis, I want to congratulate this team here because we are taking agriculture at this interest. In Afrikaans sê ons, landbou is 'n werkwoord. Bou die land. Ons begin vandag op 'n nuwe bladsy. Ons bou die land.
Thank you very much to everybody. We will also do that in Afrikaans. I would just like to conclude the English segment by saying that I want to give the assurance to every farmer outside there that the department, the DG, and every single person working for this department will stand up for the interest of every farmer out there. Small, big. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what your background is. This department will be there to support you. And I'm so proud and so glad to say that we will not be doing that alone. We will be doing that with each and every agriculture organization, every veterinarian, every person that wants to take agriculture forward in this country. You will have a partner within this department. Thank you very much. Collega's, ek gaan oorgaan Afrikaans toe en dalk gaan dit so 'n bietjie soos copy and paste klink, want ons gaan dieselfde sê in Afrikaans. Dit is vir my werklik 'n enorme voorreg om te kan aankondig dat ons vandag 'n skikkingsooreenkoms bereik het met betrekking tot die hofgeding wat daar was rondom back and close here. Ek wil elke persoon wat hard gewerk het om hierdie skikking te bereik van harte bedank. Ons het hierdie skikking bereik omdat ons met mekaar gepraat het en nie net van mekaar gepraat het. Ons het hierdie skikking bereik omdat ons 'n klomp mense om 'n tafel gekry het wat landbou in Suid-Afrika wil vorentoe vat. Klomp mense gekry om 'n tafel wat openlik met mekaar, daar waar hulle verskil kon gesels. En ons kon dit fasiliteer en ons kon op 'n punt kom waar ons vandag kan sê dat hierdie hofsaak is geskik. Hierdie skikkingsooreenkoms gaan 'n bevel van die hof gemaak word en hierdie skikkingsooreenkoms en hierdie onderhandelinge het gelei tot voordeel van elke boer in Suid-Afrika. En mag hierdie dan daardie fondasie wees waarop ons in die toekoms binne in landbou met mekaar gaan werk. 'n toekoms van inklusiwiteit, van saamwerk, van saam in die loopgrawe lê en enige uitdaging wat ons in landbou in die gesig staan, saam sal aanpak. Daar is geen manier wat die departement van landbou hierdie krisis van back and closure alleen kan uitsorteer. Geen. En dit is 'n voorreg om te kan sê dat die privaat sektor in Suid-Afrika ongelooflik sterk is. Kom ons gebruik dit. Kom ons gebruik die kundigheid van elke boer daar buite. Elke boer kan aansoek doen om as 'n gemagtigde persoon te kan optree. Ons het in hierdie ooreenkoms stippel dit presies uiteen hoe daardie proses moet gevolg word. En dit maak dit maklik. Die departement van landbou verklaar homself bereidwillig om met elke landbouorganisasie, elke veearts, elke boer en elke persoon wat landbou in Suid-Afrika wil vorentoe vat en wat saam wil veg om hierdie back and closure krisis te oorkom. Ons verklaar onsself bereidwillig om saam met julle te werk en ons sien uit daarna om hierdie pad saam met julle te stap. Ons is werklik waar almal saam een in hierdie bedryf. Ek wil baie graag vir Sakeliga, SAI en Vrystaat Landbou bedank vir die goeie gesindheid waarin ons hierdie gesprekke kon gehad het. Hierdie is 3 organisasies wat nou in 'n hofgeding was. En dit wat uit hierdie hofgeding uitgesproei het nou is hierdie skikkingsooreenkoms. En hierdie skikkingsooreenkoms gaan, en dit is wat ons ook vir mekaar gesê het vandag, gaan oor meer as net landboudepartement en die organisasie om die tafel. Dit gaan oor die bevordering van elke boer, ongeag aan watter landbouorganisasie jy behoort, ongeag vir watter party jy stem, ongeag met watter ras wees jy boer. Hierdie gaan tot voordeel van elke boer wees. En ek wil werklik waar vir julle baie dankie sê vir hierdie gesindheid. En ek verklaar myself in die departement bereid om ons hande uit te strek en uitstekende samewerking met die privaat sektor, met elke private boer, met elke private of georganiseerde landbouorganisasie daar buite te hê. Ek sien hier is ander mense van ander landbouorganisasies ook hier, wat dalk nie litigante was nie. Oom Benny van Sail is hier en ander mense is hier. Baie dankie dat julle hier is en dat julle ook hierdie proses saam met ons kan vier vandag, want ek dink werklik waar hierdie is iets waarop ons baie trots kan wees. En ons sou dit nie bereik het as landbou nie saamgekom het. Dr. Tieu, oor na jou, as jy dalk iets wil sê.
Baie dankie minister. Ek het lanklaas so wat gesien van 'n kraagloopie en doeltreffende leierskap, soos in die gesprekke vandag. Dit is nie maklike gesprekke nie, dit gaan oor 'n skikking, oor 'n hofsaak. En daar was 'n rede hoekom daar 'n hofsaak was. Maar die minister het baie vroeg vanmôre al gesê, dit is sy doelwit. Hy het almal sy inkoop gekry, albei kante van die tafel, en die departement en al die staatsondernemings wat ook respondente was in hierdie saak. Al die ander partye en natuurlik ons wat die stem vir die boere hier was. Hy het gesê dit is die beginsels waarvoor hy staan en inkoop gekry vir daardie beginsels. Ons is baie beïndruk geweest daarmee toe hy vroeg af gesê het, sy doel is om die staat as 'n struikelblok uit die weg te ry. Die rol van die staat moet wees om boere by vermoë te stel om hierdie siekte te bestry en meer as dit, om ons kompetitiwiteit in stand te hou. Ons het 'n hele paar mure afgebreek gekry vandag. Ons is as boere baie tevrede met hierdie uitkoms. Ons het 'n punt gekom waar die staat nie verder 'n monopolie op die invoer of die verspreiding van enstowwe sal hê nie. Dat die enstowwe ook ingevoer kan word deur die privaat sektor, nie meer deur staatsstrukture hoef te gaan om by die meeste uit te kom nie. Kyk, ons grootste uitdaging is natuurlik, as ons back and close wil wen, dan moet ons die kortste pad kry tussen die hawe en die beeste. En daai pad loop nie deur die staat nie. Dit gesê, dit plaas natuurlik 'n enorme verantwoordelikheid nou op ons as boere ook. En dis vir ons belangrik om vir ons boere daar buite te sê, as die bal nou na jou kant toe uitgegooi word, moet jy seker maak dat jy dit nie aanslaan nie. Maak seker ons speel by die reëls. Die reëls het die hof al reeds vir ons uitgestippel. 5 dae voordat jy wil en, moet jy kennis gee. Dit is nie, jy hoef aansoek te doen vir permissie of so iets nie, jy moet kennis gee. En nadat jy geënt het, jy moet seker maak dat jy behoorlik moniteer en rekordeer. Wat se enstowwe gaan in watter beeste in? Jou beeste moet behoorlik gemerk wees. En dan moet jy terugvoer gee binne 2 weke nadat jy geënt het. Moenie dat die skikking wat ons vandag bereik laat ons struikel oor boere wat nie hulle verantwoordelikheid daar rondom nakom nie. En as daar boere is wat sukkel daarmee, dis hoekom ons organisasies daar is. Ons help baie graag vir boere wat onseker is of wat nie die kapasiteit het om dit te doen nie, om by die reëls te kan bly. Dit gesê, ons die heel belangrikste spelers hier is nou die boere. En dankie minister dat jy die boere teruggesit het agter die stuur van hierdie voertuig. En dis nie groot boere of klein boere nie. Die boere wat daar teen die hange van die Maluties boer wat net 2 of 3 beeste het. Die kommersiële kuddes, die stiekkuddes, die megaboere. Hulle almal het die verantwoordelikheid om seker te maak dat ons in die loop van hierdie jaar in 2 intense inentingsaksies net eers hierdie siekte in sy spore gestuit kry. En dan werk na die punt waar ons weer 'n back-and-claw-vrye land verklaar kan word sonder verdere inentings. Ons het, wat ek nog sê, daarom so 'n bietjie kans gekry om by ons back-and-claw te gesels. Ons het gesels oor finansiering in landbou wat op 'n krisispunt staan. 2026 gaan boere nog land onthou. Dis die jaar van die perfekte storm in landbou. Dis die back-and-claw, dis die mielie-oes wat die grootste is ooit, met pryse wat nie na verwagting is nie, terwyl ons dieselpryse en ons kunsmispryse deur die dak gegaan het. En dit is die vloede, daar is baie boere wat uitgehaal is deur hierdie vloede. En volgende maand, Augustus maand, is betaalmaand. Ons het met die minister in die departement gesels oor 'n moontlike koppe bymekaar sit oor hoe gaan ons in die toekoms in met landboufinansiering en hoe dien ons in die toekoms rampe soos wat ons vanjaar getref het. Dit is dalk die ideale geleentheid om strukture in plek te skuif daarvoor. Maar baie dankie vir die wonderlike gesindheid wat ons ervaar het uit die kantoor uit, van jouself af en van die amptenare. Baie dankie.
Ja, ek dink vir my baie belangrik in hierdie, wil ek eers as die minister bedank vir die geleentheid wat ek geskep het. Die groot les vir my was dat enige individu of organisasie het die reg om op te staan vir wat hy glo wat reg is. Om hierdie stap te neem om litigasie te gebruik om 'n industrie te red van ondergang. Dit is nie maklik. Dit vat vasbyt, dit vat vasstel. En ons het gekritiseer dat 'n mens moet goeie verhoudinge bou. Mens moet goeie verhoudinge bou. Maar goeie verhoudinge mag nooit die voorwaarde word vir my werk. Dit is krities belangrik. En baie is nou al gesê vandag, en ek wil weer eens net vir die boere sê, ons het by die punt gekom, ons is nie nou by die eindstreep nie. Ons is nou in die blokke. Nou moet ons uitkom, ons moet ons verantwoordelikheid opneem, want ons het heeltyd gepleit vir die staat. Laat ons toe om ons verantwoordelikheid, wat die wet op ons plaas, om ons kuddes te beskerm en gesond te hou. En dit wat ek nou sien, minister, dit wat jy vandag vir ons gesê het, en van die departement, dis al wat ons vra. Ons sal doen wat ons moet doen. Skep net vir ons die omgewing om dit te kan doen. En dan sal ons elkeen ons deel bydra tot uitbou van die landbousektor. En ek kan vir jou ons ondersteuning gee, solank as dit gaan oor landbou, oor die verbreding van die landbousektor, en dan spesifiek met die back-and-claw. Want dan die back-and-claw is nie die enigste uitdaging wat daar in landbou is. Die hoe dit uitgewys. Daar's baie. Ons het gefokus op die back-and-claw. So vir elke boer, vir elke wat betrokke was, wat saam met ons gelitigeer het, die departement, ons hand is uit na buite, na julle toe, gebruik hom, moet hom nie wegklap nie. Ons sal hier deurkom, so wat die Suid-Afrikaanse boer nog altyd het.
dames en heren, die ooreenkoms wat vandag bereik is 'n goeie uitkomst. Dit is die einde van etlike maande se geskil oor die rol van privaat bekomming en toediening van enstowwe teen tuberkulose. Sakeliga en ons vennote Saai en Vrystaat Landbou is van mening dat dit 'n parallelle stroom moet wees en kan wees, en die uitkomst vandag maak dit moontlik. Ek is my gelukwens aan al die partye dat ons hierdie ooreenkoms kon bereik en al die gesindhede wat dit moontlik gemaak. 'n Kort opmerking oor die aard van litigasie. Litigasie is iets wat gebeur wanneer verskillende partye sterk menings huldig en mekaar nie kan vind buite die litigasie. En dan is howe daar, is 'n ordelike proses om stap vir stap die geskil bloot te lê, te kyk waar is die punte van ooreenkoms se verskil werklik. Daai proses het dit moontlik gemaak vandag om te vind dat ons mekaar kan vind, dat ons nie verder deur die hof hoef te werk nie. En ek dink wat ek sou wil beklemtoon is, gegee dat daar in Suid-Afrika nog baie probleme is, en dat daar waarskynlik weer in die toekoms integrasie sal wees op verskillende kwessies. Dis onvermydelik in 'n land soos Suid-Afrika. Trouwens is onvermydelik enige plek in die wêreld. Ek dink dis een van die lesse wat 'n mens hopelik so met die tyd kan leer, is dat 'n mens goeie gesindhede kan behou, selfs met litigasie. Dit bly dit eenvoudig makliker maak om sake tot 'n beslagting te bring, en daarom in die volgende paar jaar wat voor lê in Suid-Afrika sal Sakeliga sekerlik nog weer litigeer teen partye in die staat, en ons sien uit na die beste moontlike verhoudinge, selfs terwyl ons dit doen, want die oog is daar, is gerig daarop tot 'n ordelike beslagting van die geskil in die openbare hof.
Suid-Afrika is 'n konstitusionele demokrasie. In 'n konstitusionele demokrasie bevorder jy die regstaat. En daarom het enige burger, enige organisasie ook dan sy reg, wanneer hy ongelukkig is, om te litigeer, soos Piet nou hier opgemerk het. Maar vroegoggend was ek in gesprek met die minister, en hy het vir my gesê, vandag moet ons 'n skikking kry, want hy soek nie meer boere in die hof nie, hy soek die boere op hulle grond, by hulle beeste en by hulle kudde, want hy het 'n visie om ons landbouproduksie te vermeerder, en in sy eie taal, hy kan dit net doen, wanneer daar toewyding is, en jy kan net toewyding kry by die boere, wanneer daar samewerking is en vennootskap. Hier was nou vandag gepraat dat 2026 was die perfekte storm van storms en vloede in Suid-Afrika. Ek wil vandag ook verklaar as die perfekte dag vir 'n ooreenkoms wat bereik is met goeie gesindheid tussen die departement en die onderskeie organisasies, want wanneer ons saamwerk, kan ons landbou vorentoe neem. Ek maak dikwels die opmerking dat landbou is 'n werkwoord. Landbou, bou die land. Minister Oukamp het vir my gesê, van vandag af begin ons op 'n nuwe bladsy, want ons moet die land bou, en die landbouers staan gereed. En met hierdie hofsaak agter die rug, en soos Piet sê, daar gaan nog alle ander sake wees, want dis die beoefening van die regstaat. Die Engelse praat van constitution building, maar wat vir my en die minister nog belangrik is, die boere moet aangaan waarvoor hulle lief is. Nie die hof nie, maar die plaas om boerdery te bevorder. Ek dink dit is 'n oorwinning vir hierdie departement, die samewerking met die verskillende organisasies, en ek is baie trots dat minister Oukamp en die departement en die DG en al die rolspelers intens samespreking gevoer het, maar ook binne die goeie gees. Wanneer daar 'n goeie gees en 'n goeie houding is, kan die mens baie probleme oplos. So baie geluk minister Oukamp, DG Ramasodi en al hierdie organisasies. Want landbou kan hierdie land herbou.
I'm going to ask DG Ramasodi to talk about it.
Ka rin ta mo kom sinya na ko rin. Man sa sila ko din ule marapad puisano tse di nneng tse di telele ra nna le tshwetso ya gore o bone gore re ka dira yang gore bothata jo bo neng bo tsere kwa kgotlatshekelo bo tla nna le tharabololo. Tharabololo ke dilo tsotlhe tse ntse di buiwa ka sekgowa kgotsa ka sejangu go tlile go diragala ka mokgwa wa gore rotlhe re le ba ba leng ka fa tlase ga molawana re tlile go dirisa melawana e e leng teng mo lefapheng la maphelo, melawana e leng teng mo lefapheng la temothuo, mme gape le melawana e leng teng ka fa tlase ga botsamaisi jwa lefatshe jo melawana e re kaela gore melemo yotlhe re e dirisang mo lefatsheng tshwantsweng ke gore lefapha le lebelele kgotsa lefapha la maphelo le lebelele gore e siame. Mme kwa bofelong dumalane yana gore barui ba rona ba tla kgona go enta dikgomo tsa bona, mme kento ya dikgomo e tla tshwanela ke go dirwa ka mokgwa keo, ba tla tshwanela ke go dira application yalo kgotsa go kopa gore ba kgone go enta. Morago ga mo malatsi a le 5 ba tla tshwanela ke go dira kopo ya go itsise motsamaisi o e leng yena yo a dirang ka maphelo a dikgomo kgotsa yo e leng gore ke state vet, gore a kgone go ba dirisa gore ba nne le tšhono ya gore ba ka enta. Moento a rona o tla tsamaya le gore go na le dikamang tse e leng gore ba tla tshwanetswa ke gore ba dire ka tsone. Morago ga malatsi a 14 ba tla tshwanela ke gore ba tlise dilo tse e leng gore ba tshepisitse gore puso gore ba tla di dirisa, ba di tlise kwa pusong gore puso e kgone go di dirisa gore re kgone go apply-a kgotsa go dira kopo ya gore lefatshe le kgone gore neela maemo a rona a go nna le moento wa FMD kgotsa re nne le FMD free status. Ke ra ba rentsi ko gae kgotsa le bona ba lebeletseng mo letsatsi la gompieno gore kopano e ra dilo tse pedi mo mmuso gore go a kgonagala gore morago ga go nna le kwa kgotlatshekelo morago ga nako e telele re ka kgona go nna le kwa bofelelong le tharabololo. Tharabololo e ra gore rona re le puso re ka dirisana le private sector kgotsa bona ba e leng ba temo ka fa ntle ga rona re le ba puso gore re kgone go fetsa bobenya bolwetse jo jwa FMD. Mme kwa bofelong re rata go leboga ba e leng gore ba ntse ba le teng ba na le rona mo re dirisana le puisano yalo, bona ba e leng ba Sakelega, bona ba e leng ba sign tota le yona Free State Agriculture ba ntseng re dirisana le bona gore re lebogela tirisano mmogo e rileng le yona, mme a re tshwaraneng ka matsogo go ya kwa pele gonne se ke tshimololo ga se kgolosetso ya dilo tse re tshwanetseng go di dira re a leboga.
Thank you very much, DG. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to open up for questions. Would you handle it from the onwards first, please?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think you have had the part of the
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, you have had part of the agreement, and I think without further waste of time, I'll open for questions. Please introduce yourself, the media house you're coming from, and indicate to whom you are addressing your question. I'm opening for questions now. I have one hand. Can I have 2 or 3 more hands? Okay, we'll take the one hand for now. You can go ahead.
My name is Karin Krier. I'm from Landbouw Capeland. I would like to ask other Minister Rasuli. I think if I'm a farmer, I would like to know how soon will this happen now? We will import companies, and the process is to give the approval for that. What is this? What are the scenarios? Will it be a month, 6 months, 3 months?
It is another hand so that we can take more questions at once. Case And my name is Benny van Zyl. I'm from Purpose. That's the media I represent here. I want to ask the way forward. I see a very positive attitude and we are very thankful for that. But now we should take it to reality. And Minister, thanks a lot for now we are going to work with the role players. We have to be practical. What is now the next steps to get to that point? Thank you.
Okay, thanks for that questions. Is there another hand? One more hand, and then we give the panelists time to answer. Going once, twice. Oh, okay.
I'm Ron Guinness, representing Farm Talk and Farmers Weekly. From my side, in importing these vaccines, is the state going to control the pricing to a certain point, making sure that farmers are protected in terms of the importing of pricing, making sure that we don't have money flowing where it's not supposed to, or that we're getting greedy on a corporate side. I think that's quite an important thing that was raised from the farmer side.
Okay, thanks a lot. We will now allow the panelists to answer the questions.
Can I just get that mic back, please? Thank you very much. I'm going to start with the last question first. The state will not interfere in the private sector and what they agree with each other. What this, however, has done, it has opened it up for healthy competition. The more authorized companies we can get to import vaccinations, the more vaccinations we will have in the country. OBP and government will continue to do that as well. We must have parallel lanes in which this takes place. And if any company that does imports are going to price them out of the market, people will make use of a different company. So we are not going to interfere in that regard. What I can also say is that part of this agreement is that government and OBP relinquish any and all exclusive agreements that we might have had with any company out there. Government will not insist on being the sole importer. We open up those lanes so that we can really get the vaccines into this country and then roll it out as well. Karen, to come to your question about the timelines, where is Karen? Oh, there you are. About the timelines, this agreement immediately gets into operation. So once it's been signed, it goes into operation. It will be made in order of court. There are other litigants that also must be consulted, litigants who have not opposed this matter. But this will be implemented immediately. So going forward, hopefully the private sector will be more capacitated now to import and import at scale so that we can really get as many as possible vaccines into the country. We will, from government side, immediately do everything in our power to enable them to do that. In the meeting that we had yesterday evening, as well as in certain parts of today, we also had representatives of SAHPRA here, which must approve the Section 21 applications. And I'm very glad to say that holistically from everybody that's involved, there's a willingness to make things more streamlined. And that is what our task is now, so to implement it immediately. Umbeni, I know he was Umbeni, sorry, that's part of what we did. As I said in the beginning, if we are not going to start to implement this, it's not worth the paper that it's written on. We must now get into a working together mode of implementation. Every farmer, as Dr. De Jager has said, every farmer must and will cooperate. We know they want to. I continuously say that we've got the best farmers in the country. Our farmers in the country are the best farmers in the world. Let us enable our farmers to do what they do best, and that is farming. But that also comes with a responsibility of working with your neighbor, working with people in your community, working together with agricultural organizations that want to help, and also working with government. And government promises exactly the same thing. We will start to implement this within the next week. I would have sat down, hopefully, with most of the big role players, or at least have discussions with them telephonically. So in the week that I've been appointed, it's a week and a day now, I've discussed and had conversations with most of them. My phone is inundated, let me not beat around the bush about that. The amount of, or the number of requests that we get to take part in agricultural organizations, congresses, and opening a farm day, and being on the ground, it is such a good thing for me to see. And I will definitely try to be at as many of them as I can. It's time that people see that we stand together. And the implementation hereof will be requiring everybody to also work together. And there must be an open door policy. If you disagree with whatever me or my department are doing, please communicate that to me. Will we make mistakes? I think so. Will we try our best to not make mistakes? Definitely. But let us work together in trying to prevent that, and in trying to prevent anybody from having to go to court in the future. And if we communicate properly with each other, and if we've got the same goals in mind, and we respect each other, we will definitely get there. So this department, as well as all these agricultural organizations that are here today, and even the ones that are not here today, every single person and organization that I spoke to gave that undertaking to me, that we are willing to work together, and I want to thank them, each and every one for it. No, it was directed at anyone of us. It's been handled.
Okay, we will take the second round of questions, but I would like to check with my colleagues, Vincent and Prince, if there are questions on WhatsApp and on digital media. Okay, I'm taking the second round of questions. Okay. 1, 2.
Mr. Good afternoon to the whole panel. My name is Fani Ferreira. I'm from the NPO. Mr. As Dr. Theo also mentioned, we need millions of vaccines, and we need them quickly, as fast as possible. We the people that are working in the trenches on the ground, we see the pain on farmers' faces every day. We see animals suffer. What is, in practical terms, on a change going forward, getting as much as possible vaccine through the country? Second to that, please, I would like to know, in the future, regarding the allocation of vaccines to organizations and to provinces and to everyone involved in the organizing of getting these vaccines into animals. How is that going to change, and is there a possibility that us as producers organizations can also be involved when it comes to the allocation?
Panel, thank you again for taking my question. Stevens again. In the previous ministry said that they're going to cover most of the costs, or there will be funding for this, for the vaccines. People, of course, is that still the case, or will it now move to the farmer? And secondly, is there any funding or assistance for farmers that might need, especially if you just talk to funding regarding budget for helping dairy farmers and so forth, moving forward from here? Is there any funds available?
I think we have only 2 questions from this round, and you can respond.
I On the first question, Mr. Ferreira, of the amount of vaccines coming in, I believe that today's agreement will allow us to get in much more vaccines than we've had in the past. It opens up channels for the private sector to do that. The mere fact that OBP has relinquished any sole agreements that there might be, open up that market. I will have discussions also in the coming week with both the suppliers of the vaccines coming from Turkey as well as from Argentina. And I will make it clear that we as government do not stand in the way of any private entity importing from them. So opening up those channels will definitely lead to more vaccines coming in. In this period of time, all the vaccines that has currently been ordered by government and by the private sector alike are still going to come in. And from government side, we will do everything in our power to also be a huge role player in continuing to bring in vaccines. It should just not be in silos, it should be in parallel with other organizations and private entities as well. With regards to funding and the payment of this, when the private sector imports this, they pay for it. It's like a normal import. And we welcome that because government does not have endless funding. And we must be honest with each other and admit to that. Where government, and that comes to the other question that you had, where government can pay for this, we will most certainly do, and we have in the past also done that. And if we can get more funding, we will definitely allocate it towards paying and assisting the people that want these vaccines. Not every farmer can afford this. And we need to help our farmers to get through this. But I think what today has done, it has helped us to really now become, to come in front of the disease. Where there were outbreaks, we went there and we vaccinated. If we are going to roll out what we have agreed on here today, we will be able to have much more vaccines in the country so that we can go and vaccinate areas that there is not even an outbreak, but that we create those big buffer zones and really then protect the whole herd. So today is definitely the step in that direction that will enable that. With regards to funding, government will do whatever we can to fund within limited resources that we've got. And that brings us again to what I said earlier on. There's no way in which government on its own, this department or me as a minister on my own, would have been able to battle or fight this disease and have a proper hopeful outcome. There's no way. We need to take hands with the private sector. And I'm very glad that each member of the private sector that were here, and there were certain of the private importing companies here as well today and yesterday, they are willing to cooperate. And I'm welcoming that and I'm looking forward to working with them in that regard. So, yeah, please.
Baie dankie. Ek gaan probeer om twee van die vrae te hanteer. Om Benny se vraag van pitkos. Ons het nie so baie oor pitkos gepraat, meer oor vleis vandag. Hoe lyk die pad nou vorentoe? There are still 3 loops we need to jump through when it comes to the bureaucracy of this exercise. The Section 21 that has to be granted by SAPRA, and here the Minister took the initiative to wrestle them himself to see how we can shorten that process. If the time between the application and granting that can be shortened. And they were here today too. But after that, we still need to apply for the import permit. We also discussed that today because it is a function of this very same department. We had lengthy discussions today about how to iron out all these bureaucratic wrinkles. But then also, very early on, the department pointed out that only an authorized person can do the application. So, after discussion, we agreed that we will make every farmer, every livestock owner,
an authorized person. But it needs to go through an application process. And we fear the bottlenecks that might come from that. So we also agreed on a process very close to a kind of an automatic process, where if you tick the boxes and you put your PIN drop in, you can get your certificate as an authorized person, so you can buy the vaccines. Remember, today opened up a second channel for the vaccines, the private sector channel. In the private sector channel, we will pay for our vaccines. And we know what the prices are, because both the biggest suppliers publish their prices. We checked it again this morning. It's going to be 45 Rand for the Dunvax and between 45 and 55 for the Biogenesis in the private sector stream. If you cannot afford this, or you don't want to pay, you can still have it from government. Government will still be the firefighter. Government will have to run after the outbreaks. Government will have to cover those areas where there are no fences and no cattle handling facilities. Then you wait your turn. The only way, if you need to vaccinate urgently, will probably be to go the private way. Like the big farmer who contacted both you and me, say, my calving season starts in 1 month from now. I need to vaccinate now. So it opens up a route for him to do that vaccination now. And then when the next step will be for companies to step forward, to say we will make the investment, to pay for it, to bring it in. And we do have facilities, and already a number of companies did just that. Say we have the cool storage and we have the logistics. We can take it from the manufacturer abroad and land it at the facilities of our rural veterinarians in any small town in the country.
Ek gaan in Afrikaans antwoord. Van die punt waarby ons moet kom, of die wegbeweeg van die toekenning van iets te word, moet genoeg iets te word. Dit waar ons so vinnig as moontlik moet uitkom. Die belangrike ding wat ons moet verstaan, die industrie en die invoerders, aan die einde van litigasie moet daar energie wees. Almal moet nie wag vir die litigasie. Ons het vandag 'n groot deurbraak gemaak. Nou moet almal nie sit en kyk na wat gaan nou gebeur. Nou moet ons as industrie en as landbouers, as produsente, nou moet ons begin beweeg en die geleenthede aangryp. En as 'n organisasie soos die melkprodusente, julle moet nou uitreik na ouens wat ekstrawat kan invoer, dat ons genoeg kry. Ons moet wegbeweeg van die ding wat ons jaag van die een uitbraak na die volgende. Want die kern waarby ons moet uitkom, is om die hele kudde te en in 'n kwessie van 3 tot 6 weke. En dan moet ons 2 tot 3 maande later moet ons hulle weet. Dis die eerste hek wat so vinnig as moontlik en almal moet hulle energie insit om by daai punt te kom. Dan het ons die geveg 3/4 gewen. En dan daarvan kan ons ontdood. Dit is die kern van waar ons moet.
Ek wil graag die minister ondersteun met die gesindheid wat hy hier openbaar. In besonder dat hy nie al die verantwoordelikheid vir die oplos van tuberkulose op sy en die departement se skouers plaas. Daar's twee siektes deur die geskiedenis heen gewees. Dis deur die geskiedenis heen opgelos deur boere, deur verskillende rolspelers. Dis nie nodig vir die departement om elke aspek verantwoordelikheid te hê nie. Dit is heeltemal aanvaarbaar te sê ons het nie al die antwoorde nie. 'n Deel van dit is 'n suiwer kommersiële aangeleentheid. Die idee is ook voer en dien toe die magtigheid self. Nou, tot dusver was daar natuurlik lokasies hier gewees, so die voorsieningsketings is onderbroken en dit sal opgebou word. Dit mag wees dat daar hele dag haplekke met SAPRA of ander plekke is. Kom ons hoop dit word so vinnig as moontlik uit die weg gekry. Maar wanneer daai prosesie is aan die gang is, ek dink ons hoef ook nie en ek dink dis ook nie gesond as ons na elke probleem in die ekonomie kyk en 'n minister se antwoord daarop verwag. Soms is die goedkoopste ding, die gratis ding in die wêreld die duurste. Vir alles in die bestaan, dit is beskikbaar. Dis soos elektrisiteit. As dit gratis was en dis nie aan nie, dan is die prys oneindig. Ek wil also say this in English. I'd like to support the minister in limiting the department's role in solving a certain animal disease. Animal diseases have been with us and they will be with us forever. And they have been solved by commercial matters, through commercial interests, through non-commercial interests, through government involvement in various combinations, through much of this. It is not necessary to look to a department for all the answers. They cannot give all the answers. I think the healthy point we're at now is that there is now, right from the very moment that we will be signing this, no obstruction and no exclusive arrangements about bringing in vaccines, distributing them, and so it's up to commercial parties into the market to solve this. There's no shortage of tomato in South Africa, there's no shortage of many other vaccines for livestock, etc. There's no reason why it needs to exist for foot and mouth disease. So sometimes the most expensive thing in the world is that which is supposedly free but not available, and we can now move beyond that. So my best wishes for everybody to take personal responsibility for solving this, and I look forward to government supporting that and no aspect of the state being a hindrance in that solving of the disease from the perspective of livestock owners. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
There was a question about the cost. I want to emphasize, don't be penny wise and pound foolish. I made the math. For every 220 cows that you vaccinate, you give up 1 cow. So don't be foolish and try to get everything for free. Die belangrikste ding is ons kinders red. So my boodskap aan die boere is, kom ons klim almal in en ons veg hierdie ding met alles wat ons beskikking.
I think now we're going to go for the third and last round. I noted in the second round that there were only 2 questions. Is there anyone who still has a question?
Before we get there, a very important thing that the DG just told me, and that is that in this transition, there is still a current machine that's running. It's not as if everything stopped today. What has been put in place up to now will continue. What happened today is just will make it much, much stronger going forward. And therefore the urgency of everybody accepting their responsibility and seeing their opportunity in this is of utmost importance. So the show goes on, but the quality of the picture behind us will become better as we carry on.
Okay, anyone who still has a question? This is the third and last round. Going once.
May I say this? I said it today. Having auctions that must come open, I want to say going, gone. Thank you.
Minister, there seems to be no further questions. I think you can give concluding remarks and close the media briefing.
The concluding remarks have already actually been done. I want to thank everybody that's been involved in this process. It was not easy, but we are here now. I want us to look forward and work together. Agriculture today was benefited, and we will keep on doing that. Ek wil vir elke persoon wat in elke organisasie wat bygedra het tot waar ons is vandag, baie dankie sê. Landbou is vandag 'n voorbeeld. En dit moet elke dag elke persoon in hierdie bedryf se taak wees wanneer jy opstaan en jy werk toe gaan, of wanneer jy na jou kraal toe gaan, wanneer jy na jou kantoor toe gaan om landbou te dien. Dien landbou. Moenie jouself dien landbou. Landbou is die ruggraat van ons samelewing. It is the backbone of our society. And our farmers in this country deserve to be supported by each and every one of us. Thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate it.